Because as Dr. B said, the love supreme doctrine is the supreme doctrine of life. Where there is no love, there is no life. So when you take the love energy away, which is Big Mama energy, mitochondrial expressed in the human anatomy, and you have to tune back into that frequency. This is what we talk about when we talk about going back to Big Mama house. We talking about a place in the heart and a place in the mind where we was worry free. Dr. B brought it up earlier. You see Big Mama go in the kitchen, don't got nothing, come back, she got a whole meal. That's alchemy like a mother, right? And she's doing it out of an energy that's called love. And she's infusing the food with this energy called love. That's what you call real soul food. It ain't ham, hocks, and neck bones. It's the energy of the cook that loves the people that she's feeding and love to cook to feed the people she loves. And all that love converging in the heart of the home, which we call a kitchen. Right? So as long as we don't get to that energy frequency that he's talking about, he gonna tell you more about it than what I'm telling you about it. He gonna take it, because he's been doing it longer. He can express it from a higher perspective right now. But what he's telling you is what we call the Nation of Islam, all wise, right, and exact. If you don't vibrate on the frequency of love, when the love frequency take over the earth will turn you off. The earth does, once the earth gets back to that energy, it's just going to turn off those who can't match the frequency. This is why all our elders been telling us for the last 30 years, it's about the sound. It's about the frequency. The 808 is the war drum, beating directly on the root chakra. None of your sacred secretion gonna rise because you at war, flight or fight. The warrior gonna go into fight mode. Everybody else gonna go into flight mode. This is why hip hop is heavily laced with the 808 to beat on the root chakra. And it's because the times, even though the enemy was using it as a tool of oppression, the side effect is we are a harmonic instrument in and of itself. The human body in a silent, in what they call a soundproof chamber, still is emitting sound. Where's it getting it from? You got a drum beat going, they call it a heartbeat, right? Then you got your snares, they call it a brain beat, right? Then you got your string instruments, they call them nerves, right? And don't mess around and bend no joints because now you popping fingers. But all of these sounds emanate from the body. You can't get away from the sound. You can't get away from the love frequency when the A tone, when all of this converge and we begin to wake up from this parasitic mentality that's been artificially fed to us. All of this stuff is going to just melt away like ice in the summertime. White supremacy gonna melt away. Poverty's gonna melt away. Um, People gonna start helping each other across the street again. Like, what they used to do, the Boy Scouts when we was little, help the old lady cross the street. Now motherfucker look at her and be trying to push her in front of the car. That's got to change. And it's not gonna ever change until we pursue what Dr. B called love divine. They talk about it in the Circle 7, Love Divine. Noble Drew Ali wrote about it, right? So when you understand what that is, then you start to hear the natural frequencies of creation, what is known as the sounds of the spheres. This all your chakras beating on tune. The sound of the spheres, each sphere is represented as a chakra. And when all of them is in harmony, you got a perfect orchestra. Beethoven used to hear the whole composure before he wrote a single note. Right?
Facts.
And he's drawing from the sound of the spheres. He's tuned in to the frequency of the divine creator, we call Big Mama. And he's expressing this by writing a series of notes on paper that the other instrument players can match what he's hearing in the divine songs of creation. So this is why Beethoven music can affect the child's development to increase his intelligence in the uterus. They already know this has been proven by science,
Mm.
right? So from there, if we want to get rid of any of this hate-based system, we have to go to a love-based system. And the greatest labor of love is to do labor for the ones you love. And that's why we here.